Hello there everyone, this is Seb with finally a new video. Which has been a while again, hasn't it? I'd say Happy New Year, but then again, the year is already underway quite a bit, isn't it? Same kind of goes for the month, so maybe Happy New Week? I don't know, there's probably something new to you, so have a happy one of that. Yeah, you might have noticed another drought of videos on this channel, and I am sorry for that. There's a couple of reasons for that, and I will explain in this video a couple of those. First thing that's up. Well, as you might remember, in December, end of December, one of my hard drives crashed, which kind of slowed me down for a bit because I had to try and get those files back. Not that there was too much important stuff on there, but you know, it's good to have whatever you have up there back. Now, some things that were up there, and I did manage to get them back, I thought was the project for Blood Omen. However, the files I got back were corrupt, so I had to do a lot of that again, and I just didn't have the time for that yet. And that in general kind of surprised me that the Blood Omen playthrough is actually taking way more time than I thought it would initially. I did a lot of planning on what route to go through the game and what items to pick up where to make it most efficient. And of course I had a practice run and everything, so you know, it took quite a while to have everything planned out, and now that plan is gone. So I need to pick that up again and work out where I was exactly and go from there again, build it up. So, you know, that takes some time and just didn't have the time yet. Also worth noting that the drought of videos has nothing to do with Google Plus or Google in general or YouTube. The changes they've been doing, good or bad, you know, I'm leaving it up there in the middle, but it doesn't really affect me at all. Didn't get any claims. I could care less if they do claim some videos. We'll see how it goes. I mean, it doesn't affect me making videos the way I want to, so, you know, and that's the most important thing. So that's all fine and good and stuff. Yet, no new videos. How come, Seb, you might ask? Well, I'm gonna tell you. It actually has something to do with my eyes, and that is as some of you might know, I've had a couple of cornea transplants, and the one in the right eye has been rejected by my body. It's actually what caused me to make videos, because at the time I was let go of work because I was reliable as someone who would work, because some days I could barely work and other days I was fine, but yeah, that's not something a company needs. So I was let go and I was bored out of my mind, so I started making videos, had something to do on the days that I could perfectly work fine. Soon after that, in the same year that I started working on the videos, I got a new transplant and that worked fine. I was able to produce a lot of videos, had a lot of fun doing that. Unfortunately, in about 2010, my transplant got rejected again, which kinda sucks. Not much of a problem yet at that time, but yeah, over the years it started irritating again. By 2012 I really started to have trouble with it again, to a point where I did have to let go of some things I was doing again. From that time onwards I also reduced the amount of videos I put out because I just couldn't keep up. And this has been progressing and progressing and progressing, and it's got to a point where pretty much every day I have where the eye really is starting to irritate and getting nasty. Another side effect is that the right eye, I had a very foggy vision out of that, so it's kind of useless. However, in December last year, I noticed that something was off, something weird was happening. I couldn't see the part of my nose you can normally see when you look out your inner corner. And I started to notice that, and it was kind of odd, but I didn't think too much of it, so I let it go, because in January I had a checkup, so I figured, you know, it can wait. But it got progressively kind of worse, where vision really got weird. And in January I went to the doctor, but because of the cornea was all foggy, he couldn't really see into that, so I had to wait for an echo. so they couldn't really look at the retina, which he was suspecting something was up with that. And I went in last Tuesday and I could stay right away because yeah, something was wrong with it altogether, because well, they defined it as a complete or almost complete detachment of the retina on the inner eye, which it's no good, and it it explains why I've been seeing such weird things. And it's really, you know, it's bad, but it's also kind of fascinating to me, because it's always very hard to explain to people what do you see when you have low vision. Oftentimes people can imagine what it's like to be blind, but having low vision is actually harder to explain because there's so many gradations in that. And this experience kind of gives me another, well, view, if you will, on another kind of condition. I mean, it's so odd. I mean, the shapes don't match up. They are all wrong. The colors are wrong. Sometimes I have like three like individual parts of something I see, and they overlap each other. It's really weird. But fascinating at the same time, I must say, even though I do hope they can still kind of repair this, but we'll see about that. But yeah, what's really amazing to me also is how adaptive the brain is, because it was so hard for me to even discover it at first. It was really when I started to pay attention. You know, first it was the feeling that something was up, and then you start to pay more attention, and then finally I discovered, yeah, something is up, but it doesn't seem too different yet. Now, maybe that's because of the foggy vision from the cornea, but still. But yeah, as it is now, my vision has changed quite a bit in the right eye, and it's very amazing how the brain adapts to it. I mean, there's parts of the vision that are still kind of functioning, and it seems like I can focus on stuff and kind of see it, but then the outer layers, the brain just fills it in, and as I scan the room, it kind of fills it in the parts that you're not focusing on at the moment. It's really odd to explain. Also, a big change for me is that the right eye is still useless when it gets dark. Usually I tend to have better vision when it's dark, believe it or not, or at least relatively dark, because I have rather small irises in both eyes. So, you know, I'm easily absorbing too much light that it makes me, that it blinds me. So, you know, that's a real difference, where when it's dark now, when it's night in the right eye, I don't see anything, and that's such a difference. I'm also curious to know if this is what I'm experiencing now comparable to something that someone with retinitis pigmentosa experiences as vision. I'm not entirely sure, but I think this comes pretty close, which again, it's kind of fascinating to me, but you know, that's just me maybe. Anyway, there might be a solution for this problem. I'm gonna have an operation tomorrow, actually, on Tuesday, the 11th. Kinda cool that I got a spot this quickly, but then again, they kinda suggested, you know, we better do this quick or we don't have to anymore. And they are going to go in and drain the fluid in the eye, and then well, I'm actually not sure what the order is, but anyway, one thing they're gonna do is laser the retina back to its place, and also see if there's any scar tissue and do away with that. And they've already warned me that there might be a lot of scar tissue because it's quite a severe case already. And also they will replace the fluid in the eye with some oil, so it can keep the retina on its place. This will mean that I will need another operation to get the oil out again in a couple of months, but it's okay. Anything that can help with restoring some vision to that eye, and hopefully it's gonna be going well. Not too sure. They're not too sure either, because the cornea is still kind of hazy, so they might have trouble working around that. Also, they've warned me that the macula has been affected quite badly, so yeah, that's probably gonna be a problem. The macula is the yellow spot on the retina which has most of the cones, I think it's cones, which allow you to focus on stuff. Those make it that you can see clear, that you can that you have clear vision. So, you know, having lost those would be bad. But most important for me would be if they could restore my peripheral vision, because my right eye has always been slightly worse than my left eye, so I tend to use my left eye more anyway. But it's just nice, you know, walking across the street and seeing two headlights on the right heading your way so you can jump aside. Right now I kind of have to do like this to actually look to the right, and that kind of sucks. And yeah, if they can restore that so I can just use my eye corners again, that'd be awesome in itself. And you know, anything would be better than it is now, I guess. So, you know, we'll see how it goes. So anyway, that's the situation with my eyes at the moment. Now, even if the operation succeeds, I still have that crooked cornea, which is giving me a lot of trouble. And this is eating away so much energy, and it just takes so much effort to do stuff, especially some stuff as reading and such, that it's just hard to, well, play games in general and also do other stuff on the computer. It is why I also have been focused more on sports, because there I don't need to look. Heck, even if I do look in goalball, then I get a penalty for it, so it's real relaxing to a point where it might be hard to believe, but when I have a day full of training or a day with matches, I'm actually less tired in the evening than if I were to be working on, say, a video or study for a day. It just takes so much effort to look lately, and especially when the eye irritates, which happens almost daily now, then it's just it's taking way too much effort at the moment. So I just can't keep up. I am very sorry about that, but yeah, I do have my study. I want to prioritize that. I have theory exams. I can take it in March, and I do wish to take it in March, so my focus is on that. After that I want to see if I can put some more videos out again. Also, I do have some other obligations. I give trainings to 2 groups of children. I just want to do that. I am not intending to stop that, so you know, that has my priority as well. I just enjoy that way too much to halt that. And yeah, apart from that, I have got my sports, but yeah, I enjoy that as well. I unfortunately need to stop for the moment now after that operation. Kinda stubbornly, I'm going tonight for the last training I can do for a couple of weeks. One doctor told me that it might not be as smart, but whatever. They're gonna plaster that stuff up anyway tomorrow, so should be good, right? Anyway, if you're interested in the sports and my activities in that, then you can actually follow me on another channel I've started, which is just my name. I mean, I had that with Google Plus anyway. But yeah, I'm gonna dump some goalball related videos on there when I get a chance, which is mostly gonna be matches, but maybe sometimes explanation on the sport itself or training videos and such. You know, just because that's my interest as well. But I didn't want to litter this channel with those. So if you're interested in seeing me play the sport, then head on over to that channel. Down in the description you'll find a link to it. And yeah, that's basically it, I guess. Anything else? Well, lately I have been thinking about what I actually want to do with this channel, because I've mainly focused on Let's Plays now, but I'm noticing that I much rather make reviews. They're just much more fun to make. You can pour much more creativity in them, and they just offer up a lot more discussion, I think. So I think when I start making videos again, I will focus more on the reviews again, even though that would mean that maybe there is not a video for 3 weeks or so. But we'll see about that. I will complete the playthrough of Blood Omen, of course, but again, I will prioritize other things first, and once those are settled, then I will go back to that and finish that, and after that I'll see what I will do. Probably more reviews and Let's Check videos, but we'll see. I just enjoy the reviews so much. They're fun to work with, and I've really missed doing those. And yeah, the CDI needs some more spotlight on YouTube again, because people seem to be forgetting the thing, and we can't have that. So guys, I hope this update was a bit insightful, and you know, maybe one day, well, not maybe, I should, because I've promised it in a while, I will make a video about what is wrong with my eyes exactly on a greater scale, because there's been some interest in that, and how that affects me as a gamer, because yeah, a lot of people seem to be interested in how you actually play games as a half-blind gamer. So, you know, it's gonna be interesting to do that, and that's been long overdue. But yeah, that's all for future planning on the channel. For now, there's nothing really much to say. I'd say, well, have a happy new whatever is new to you. And thank you for watching once again and staying in touch with me. Really appreciate all the messages, all the comments, and of course just you as viewers. Really appreciate it. And you know, YouTube has always been awesome, and it's still awesome, and I have not forgotten about it, so don't worry there. Anyway, I hope to see you guys soon, literally. And until then, take care, and bye bye for now. There's a cat now looking at the viewfinder, which looks totally hilarious.